So, what do you know about the Global Entrepreneurship Summit and the impact it may have on the region? Ashamwilu answers some of your questions.
A melting point of cultures, all united by the quest for innovation and self-reliance. Dubbed the global hub of networking, the Global Entrepreneurship Summit brings together entrepreneurs and investors from across Africa and the world to share and exchange ideas. But the unspoken facts of this summit is why the 2015 GES will have a different outlook from the 5 previous ones.
America respects the right of all peaceful and law-abiding voices.
It's an idea born on the stage of Cairo University's reception hall on 4th of June 2009, exactly 7 months after his historic election. President Barack Obama sought a new beginning for U.S. relationship with the Middle East. As such, he titled his infamous Cairo speech just that, a new beginning.
The first issue that we have to confront is violent extremism in all of its forms. In Ankara, I made clear that America is not and never will be at war with Islam. We will, however, relentlessly confront violent extremists who pose a grave threat to our security.
Out of that vision to change the narrative of extremism and oppression in the Muslim world, Obama promised a new wave of support for young men and women in the Middle East and Northern Africa. Support for young and women entrepreneurs.
I would like to deliver a message of peace from my country. Please come to Egypt and invest in Egypt. Connect to the people of Egypt.
And out of his speech, the first 5 summits, though global, became centralized around that renewed relationship. In 2010, Washington opened its doors to the global entrepreneurs and investors. The next year, the summit sailed towards Istanbul, Turkey. In 2012, Dubai hosted the Global Entrepreneurship Summit before it headed to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Last year, President Obama's brainchild entered Africa into Marrakech, Morocco, though still the trend of Muslim nations remained.
Thank you for your commitment to the call I issued 4 years ago in Cairo. The need for new partnerships between the United States and Muslim communities around the world.
This year, for the first time, the Global Entrepreneurship Summit extends outside the US and the Muslim world into Nairobi, Kenya. But the coincidence of it all cannot be ignored. The world has grown aware of how Kenya has suffered her own dose of violent extremism over the last few years, leading the US to elevate even further its security agenda in the region. And when President Obama spoke of his upcoming trip to Kenya, he hinted at the issue of terrorism and security being at top of the agenda.
And my hope is that we can deliver a message that the U.S. is a strong partner, not just for Kenya, but for sub-Saharan Africa generally, build on the progress that's been made around issues of health and education, focus on counterterrorism issues that are important in East Africa because of Al-Shabaab and some of the tragedies that have happened inside of Kenya.
So while Kenya becomes the first country outside the Muslim world to have hosted this summit, pundits are keen on how the initial agenda of re-engineering America's turbulent relationship with the Middle East will be handled. Ashamwilu, KTN News.